Should see my fucking Blue Sky post about it.
3.
Enjoying Sonic Crossroads so much I kidnapped 2 of my friends.
3 Sonic fans, huh?
Also, I spelled fucking help wrong. I spelled it with an A. God damn it.
Help. Help. Help me.
Too bad you've been kidnapped. You're here now. Deal with it.
Yeah, they're...
Damn it.
Anyways, hello everybody, and welcome back to, the channel, where today we're doing something we've done technically once before. We're here once again with, Alice and Dave.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, we're here, as the title says, to come up with a fan game.
Only the most respectful of activities.
Yes. We are sensible
The last
people.
time I was here, we did something cooler.
Listen here, you little shit.
We were talking about Warhammer 40,000. Now we're talking about the hog.
Listen, sometimes you're gonna get drafted for shit you don't want to do.
And sometimes it's the hog.
So yeah, anyway, we're just gonna discuss an idea for a game. So the basic premises is what we're doing is we're coming up with a game that would technically replace Sonic Forces. Technically. Hello, Sniffums. Welcome on in.
Fuck, how am I going to load up the stream to monitor the chat? Because my setup is very restrictive right now.
I can monitor the chat fairly directly. Since we're just chatting, I can literally just have OBS open to stare at it.
You know what? I'm logged in.
Okay.
I just log into the Twitch stream. There, it's me. It's me. That's where I live.
It's at... Oh, I just realized I put my fucking profile picture over the chat.
You put your profile picture over the chat, and we're blocking like 45% of the art. So
I mean,
yeah.
shrink this towards the top.
It is very specifically you that is over 40% of the art.
I'm so glad I spent all this time drawing you this lovely crayon backdrop just for you to hide it behind my head.
Alright. Because of the images you sent me, do you see how much spacing there is between you and Dave? If I like originally it was like over here to where you could see a lot more, but I had to move you guys like over here now in order to like get you both on the fucking screen.
Holy shit!
I mean,
That's
I could
so
move
funny.
you guys up here.
Why not just shrink the art a little bit?
I could just put you there.
The art doesn't have to touch the floor.
I mean, it does when I don't have any other background other than this.
Can you not set it to like a flat color? Hold on, I'm gonna send you just a white
What if I just made you? What if I just turned down your opacity? Is that an option I can do? No, I can't.
I'm literally just gonna send you a white sheet that you can put behind your images.
I can make a fucking white sheet. That's an
Well,
option.
then do it, coward. What a great start.
There, fucking bright ass white there, and drag that all the way to the fucking. Gotta drag that all the way to the fucking bottom.
Oh my god.
We look beautiful.
All right, and now, where's the temp image? All right, I gotta find the fucking boundaries for this thing again. There we go. There we go. Why is there
your
a black
white's
bar
not
at
at the bottom?
Why is there a black bar at the bottom?
You can move your chat to the upper right-hand side.
Oh,
That's
now I see why the color source isn't stretched all the way to the bottom. There we go.
I included space for the chat, but I didn't know you had it in the bottom left.
Chat sits in an awkward place, so chat is resigned to their fate. They get to sit behind
Why
a metal
can't we move
hedgehog.
chat?
Because that requires me opening up Google Chrome to an entirely separate program.
Oh my god.
Because chat isn't
and we don't have the RAM for that.
Chat isn't part of OBS. Chat's part of a completely different fucking thing. So I'd have to go and do that, and I don't want to go and do that.
Incredible.
Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Our goals for today is a game that would replace Sonic Forces, but we have to keep some elements. So we have to live in the concept of it under certain limitations, where, of course, Sonic is a fucking playable character as usual.
So for the uninitiated, what the hell is Sonic Forces?
Sonic Forces is at the current moment, most recent terrible Sonic game.
Is that the one where you could customize, like, make your own little guy?
Yeah, that's the one where you can make your own little guy.
Yes,
it is the one everybody with was really edgy looking.
He's just a little guy. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah. So our basic concept is that we've worked out so far is that for customization, we're gonna bring in Mark II. Mark II is gonna be the customizable character for this.
He's gonna be customizable? I thought we were just bringing him back in.
I mean, we're making a base default design for him, but he's gonna be customizable. Like, what I was thinking of is that for all the bosses, it be past like robot Sonics that have fought before, and then you can use those parts to customize the Mark II to different styles.
So sort of like a Mega Man thing. You beat up the bosses and then you can strip them for parts.
Yeah, kind of basically what I was thinking of. I didn't have Alice do that, though, because I didn't want her to just go mad having to draw 20 different versions of the same robot.
I'm so glad that I found out only after that I've been shanghaied that I'm going to have to draw a modular robot, not just a normal robot.
You don't have to draw those.
Thank God.
Not unless we decide to turn it into a comic. Then you'll be paid to draw those.
Yeah, but the difference is money.
You're still getting paid for what you already drew.
Let me answer your question with another question. Would you deny money?
Who would ever deny money?
I love the expression you gave Rouge because it's so fitting for that fucking line.
Look, let's call a spade a spade. I'll do it for money.
Anyways.
Not being the hooker allegations for Rouge.
For playable characters,
I'd rather be Rouge than Amy.
We've settled on Tails, Mark II, and Sonic, of course, because he's a requirement. Not that that's a bad thing, but sometimes you can have a Sonic game without Sonic as a playable character. There aren't great examples of that. Looks at Shadow the Hedgehog game.
Yeah. What was the other one? Also, Knuckles Chaotix.
There was also Tails' own game, too.
I know you have this whole
2 of them.
game mentally planned, and I already know...
The first 3 stages are planned.
And I already know that I've done some art for it, but hear me out. Hear me out, okay? I have a better idea.
What?
So remember when they gave Shadow just a real-ass gun?
You mean the MP5 he cocks like a fucking shotgun?
We do that. But again.
But
Say golly.
We'd have better.
Not the first time.
Why do we not have guns?
I mean, would it be too far for our Mechasonic Mark II to be picking up like Eggman blasters and then shooting up robots?
Alright, so if we're alright, do we at least agree on doing the Sonic Forces replacement, or would we rather just not have to limit ourselves with what those limitations would come with?
You overestimate my...
I think from a story perspective...
Because if we do a Sonic Forces replacement thing, things that we would have to include is the Phantom Ruby, of course.
Is it Greek to me?
Well, we also need to like recontextualize Scrapnik Island, because that's where Mechasonic Mark II ended up after all of his shenanigans.
That's what Stage 3 is gonna be about, with a flashback of Mark II and why he got. Basically, I'd like to discuss that part when we get there. I'd like to discuss at least the first 2 stages first, and then we get to that part. So let's save the discussions about Mark II's backstory until we get to Stage 3, alright? First 2 stages are Tails-centered, so... I was thinking, for the first 2... First one we start off playing as Tails normally, and the second one we get Tails, but in one of his, planes. Either as one of the mecha transformable ones, or just a normal fucking plane.
Oh, so it'd be kind of like a mini game flight sim, something like that.
And more just how Sonic Adventure 2 had it, to where sometimes Tails was out on his own and sometimes he was in his robot to counter fucking Eggman.
What? You could never fly the Cyclone in Adventure 2, but there were tornado segments in Adventure 1.
Yeah.
There was also a similar tornado segment in Sonic Unleashed, where both are kind of styled after Star Fox gameplay.
Makes sense.
Although in the Unleashed segment, it's more of a giant QuickTime event.
I was also thinking maybe we have the return of the X Tornado.
Oh.
Because I do really like the design of the X Tornado. It is kind of neat.
Well, that thing is far more anime than most things in Sonic. Hang on, I gotta check. I gotta find a reference for that again. Where is Opera?
It's honestly the best way I can describe it is if like you took one of the Macross Veritex and just gave it to Tails to play around with.
Oh, it's not the Tornado X, it's the X Tornado. Okay. Wait, what the hell?
Anyway, sorry if some of this is just foreign speak to you, Alice.
It's all foreign speak to me.
You know what the blue hedgehog is and what Tails is and Rouge is.
I know Tail. I know Tail.
Tail.
I know Tails. I know Rouge. I know Sonic. I know Amy. I know Knuckles, and I know Eggman. Who you corrected me, he's not Dr. Robotnik anymore, apparently.
Yeah,
the fact that you didn't spend just 5 seconds to say it in the funny voice, I'm somewhat shamed.
Dr. Robotnik! We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm gonna need a drink or two if I'm gonna be taking off the voice filter. I'm gonna have to go get some schnapps.
Anyways, the initial concept for the first 2 levels is basically Tails retrieving parts to fix up Mark II. And of course, because if we're replacing forces, are we? All right, let's get that out of the way first. Are we replacing forces, or are we being our own thing?
I'm gonna say yes because I don't know what it means, and it's funnier if I have more. If I have to listen to you hash out more details than like you would otherwise.
I think it'd be interesting because then it gives us some limitations we have to work within rather than just coming up with our own. Just coming up with things without any limits.
Or more so guidelines, I guess.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna be replacing. We're gonna be replacing Sonic Forces. All right. That's settled on. All right, so we're gonna have to include the Phantom Ruby. Sonic goes missing. We're not including Infinite.
Okay, I was about to ask. Not even trying to like rewrite his story.
Nope.
He's just gone.
Nope.
He's just gone.
Not gonna include Infinite.
So wait, what about classic Sonic? Because the Phantom Ruby was a thing in Sonic Mania, if I recall correctly.
Yes. It had honestly a different power set in fucking Mania.
But thanks to Sonic Team's meddling, Mania is still related to forces.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
What, Dave, you're my lore expert. What does the Phantom Ruby do in Mania?
It doesn't do much. It does shift reality like it does in Forces, so occasionally you'll get stages to change their layout, and you'll get the Batniks transforming into their Neo-Batnik forms. I don't know.
Well, we can,
but
I don't want to be that guy, but there is that fan-made extension to fucking, Forces that we could take some inspiration from, where, Neo Metal returns after touching the, Phantom Ruby.
Hmm.
I mean, we could do that.
Okay, I'm not gonna miss my chance while I have it before you move on from Sonic Mania. I desperately wanted to hop in asking about when Sonic had a manic episode. But I didn't get a chance, and now the bit is gone, and I'm so upset. Then I was going to ask if there's a Sonic Depression, but my understanding is that's Sonic Forces. I'm sorry.
Shadow the Hedgehog is just when they stopped giving a fuck.
I have no understanding of what's happening here, so I'm just like trying to form any neural pathways.
Carl. Hello.
No, wait. What were the 2 chords of the Shimmering Isles? Dementia! So it'd be Sonic Dementia.
Mania. Sonic Dementia.
Hello, Biohazard Call. Thank you for the raid.
I would like to propose a third Shivering Isle, so that you could go to Mania, Dementia, or Spinball.
Why didn't that fucking work?
It's just like a giant volcano just off the mainland.
Fucking. I have to go to my fucking overlay sheet.
Oh, if I learned a mod, I have to do that.
Alright, you have a nice rest, Carl. Thank you for the raid. hope you had a nice stream. Hopefully we don't bore your
Ain't no way that
Shay
Shagorath would be a pinball freak.
Shagorath would be all over pinball, man.
Anyways. So, alright, Dave, you're writing this down, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Cut to Dave's perspective. He's like a crude drawing of Shagorath hunched over a pinball machine. Yeah, I'm getting all of this.
It's just a stick figure with a really
why
big
does that
robe.
work? But that I fucking hate fucking Twitch sometimes. It's hard to
Oh my god.
fucking working. Anyway, hello everybody that has come in to us rambling. As you can read the title, we're here to come up with a fan idea for a game that won't ever exist, but you know, we can pretend that we're better than fucking game developers and talk about shit like this. Yeah. Anyway, we're basically trying to come up with we've settled on coming up with a replacement for forces, so we have to work within certain limits. Dave here is our resident lore expert. And the guy writing down everything. Hey, hello, Dave.
I was trying to belch, but I couldn't force it out.
Good work.
Hell, Dave.
Real professional stuff here.
We have Alice, who is our paid artist.
Our paid artist, who knows nothing about Sonic. We've established that my Sonic knowledge ended at about 2003, which is funny because I did not play any of the 90s Sonic games because I was not alive in the 90s. So who fucking knows how that happened?
And then we have me
as we
here
have discovered
serving as the person
earlier
who has
today
kidnapped
before the
both of
session.
them. Anyways, probably should get back to the discussions. Alright, so the first level would be Tails recovering, getting some parts. What sort of stage should we go with? Should we go with... I don't think people want to go with Green Hills again. Too much Green Hills.
It's gotta be something basic, though.
If he's going around collecting parts, shouldn't he be, like, journeying across a scrap heap?
Okay, question.
Yes.
You mentioned he's collecting parts, and they're very specific parts. Parts from... what?
Parts from, I would assume, destroyed Robotnik machines.
What game would be the previous entry in the timeline?
Sonic Generations.
No,
So
it'd
maybe-
be Lost World.
Oh yeah, Lost World.
So
Sonic
maybe
Generations,
it could be some direct reference to the previous game, or some actual continuity for the first time.
There isn't too much when it comes to Lost World environment that you can really pull from.
I mean,
especially
the arm
since-
cannon thing we can reference as the one little bit of junk that Tails was using. As a more refined version. Anyway, we'll get to we'll get to that bridge when we get there. Let's
I can help you with stage one.
yeah.
Stage one being call back to the previous entry is that's like classic storytelling.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that
So-
can connect the story to the Lost Hex now.
What we will know is that in stage 1 Sonic is missing. That's most we know at the moment. Tails is trying to collect parts. We don't know about Mark II yet. That will come later in Stage 3.
Sonic is missing?
Yes, he is missing.
Pretty sure there was a game called that.
Okay, I really have to rein it in. I'm sorry.
You're fine. All right, Dave. You know any stages we can take inspiration from for Stage 1?
We could do the final egg from Adventure 1, because that was basically a base of operations for Eggman when the egg carrier wasn't deployed.
I think that's the one that's currently residing on Scrapneck Island.
The final egg? Oh, you mean the egg carrier?
Well, the egg carrier and the death egg.
Yeah, but the final egg was just a base that located in the Mystic Ruins.
Ah. Well, that could work. Going around to some old Eggman facilities to collect crap.
Yeah, and which reminds me, there were a couple of Sonic robot prototypes stationed in there. There was a Mecha Sonic model and a Metal Sonic model.
That would make sense to go for collecting some bits. Alright, so write that down, Dave. We go back to whatever this location is that you just described.
Tails heads to the final egg in the Mystic Ruins to get parts.
And then we can have him in a section with the X tornado, or just the version of the tornado from, or is that the Cyclone? In fucking Adventure 2.
The small blue one that can pop out legs is the Cyclone.
Alright, so
also known as the Tornado 3.
We'll go with the Cyclone for here as like a tutorial on how this gameplay would work, and then we'll have it get damaged and then replaced with the X Tornado.
Alright, hang on, I gotta... Alright, Tails sets at the final egg base in Mystic Ruins.
Yeah, and then on his way back to his lab, which will be Stage 2. He ends up having to fight through some Robotnik Eggman robots.
Oh.
Hey, any ideas you want to add?
What is the status of Eggman as of this game?
Comedic villain.
So he's still fucking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't been put in jail in a long while.
No jail could hold him.
man builds fucking amusement parks for the fun of it.
You know, that could be fun. Some fucking... maybe instead of a pre-existing.
Eggman. Nobody cared who I was until I violated OSHA. Apparently, building on a wildlife reserve is not a place you can put your theme park.
And nobody cared who I was until I created the Geneva Convention. If you want to know why there are so many laws on the Geneva Convention, ask a Canadian.
No one cares about those stupid Geneva guidelines.
The Robotnik voice.
Hold on, it's the Geneva suggestion.
Yes.
Anyways, So we have a section where Tails is both flying and also in the walking form of the cyclone before it ends up getting totaled. And then,
totaled?
yes, not Tails, just the
Does his insurance pay for it?
Tails
No.
is an anthropomorphic fox with 2 tails. You think he's got fucking insurance?
No, but it sounds like he cares about the Carfax.
Anyways. Alright, so we cut to stage 3. We got Tails, and we get the big reveal. As I make it tiny in the corner, because that's how I originally sized it. Let's just make it bigger and cover up fucking Ghost Alice in the fucking corner. Try to make these roughly the same size.
I don't know many apps open. Right
Boom! Now. Big reveal. Mark II rebuilt. Again. With Tails having rebuilt him after we get our flashback stage of stage 3. Where we go to Scrapnik Island to watch as Mark II basically attempts to protect the island from Robotnik, Eggman, who showed up and basically just decided he came to recover some shit from the Death Egg on the island because, you know, Eggman just kind of does things on a whim. And sometimes he'll come back to collect some old tech he left lying around if he remembers it can be fucking useful for 5 seconds. Oh, I forgot my lucky toaster. I left it on the Death Egg. Better go get it. I hope it's still good after all these years. Anyways, Mark II ends up in a fight with Metal and ends up losing hard. And so he ends up near Tails' lab. And Tails, with the parts that you've been collecting, rebuilds him into Mark II. Rebuild again. We haven't settled on if we're gonna totally rip off the name of the character we already stole the paint job from. Or if we're gonna come up with a new name for him. At the current moment, we're just gonna leave it at Mark II-S. With a deployable combat visor. Yeah, we're off to a great start here. But anyway, basically level 3, level 1 will be the Mystic Jungle thing and the egg base. And level 2 will be part of the Mystic Jungle along with flying segments. And level 3 will be entirely based around Scrapnik Island.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's about as far as we got on our own time. So let's come up with an idea for stage 4, or at the very least, start coming up with more plot line, because we've exhausted our supply of plot line. How many stages do we want to go before we rescue Sonic?
Let's get a couple of stages with Mark II-S before Sonic returns to the picture.
As far as pacing goes, you will want Sonic's return to mark the midpoint of your game.
Fair enough.
That is my recommendation.
All right.
Because in Forces, Sonic's Return was very early in the game. They barely even built it up.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's one of those things where it should either be the midpoint or it should be, like, the final, like, the finale.
I do have an idea for, for when we, go to rescue Sonic. But, I will save that for when we get there. Now, I decided to look up how many stages a usual Sonic game has, and it says anywhere between 6 and 20. Of course, that's Google AI, so take that with a grain of salt. But I think around...
It's not inaccurate.
I think 12 to 14 stages would be good for what we're doing. How many were in Forces?
Oh my god, there were a lot, but those were also very short snippets. I'd say upwards to like 35.
Okay, I guess 14's a little lowballing it then.
Trust me, it's not if we plan these out good.
Yeah, we'll stick with 14 because we're not gonna make these wouldn't be short. Like Sonic Forces was way too short in stage design.
That's why there were so many. Hang on.
And we can always divide the stages up into acts 1 and 2 to just extend them a little bit.
Oh my god, I just had a list up. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, 30 stages and Forces.
Jesus. Alright. Well, so our next stage would probably follow up with us playing as Mark IIs again. But this time, obviously, in his rebuilt form rather than the Scrapnik form. And we'll make the Scrapnik form like a reward that you get at the end of the game as a customization option.
Yeah, as sort of like an unlockable costume or something like that.
Well, unlockable.
Although think about it, yeah. Scrapnik doesn't have an arm cannon like the rebuilt Mark II. I wonder if if this were able to become a game, we would have to program slightly different attacks for Mark II when he gets a level in Stage 3. And then we would have to program a different
well, he doesn't have a cannon arm. He does actually have a ranged weapon in the form of the rebuilt claw that he's got. It's one of those ones from those.
Oh, there is like a.
Out the. You can even see it in the reference they made for him.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was from a crab meat. Well, it's sort of like an extended melee weapon in that case, but
it's a bit of.
I still wonder if they would have to be. I still wonder if there would have to be different movesets for each form of Mark II.
More than likely, but I feel like for Scrapnik, we'll probably just make him similar-ish to his rebuilt form, so that way then there's not too much of a jarring difference between the two, between levels.
Mm.
And then, like, as another concept where, I hope you've already written this down, Dave, but another concept we're going to be doing is that the bosses for the game will be previous Metal and Mecha Sonics that have been fought before. And as you beat them, you unlock basically the ability to use their components to customize Mark IIs however you want. So then we still retain the customizable character option, but he's a bit more solidified in... He's a bit more of an already existing canon character that honestly could be used in such a way. Like, he's already a robot. And we've seen him be rebuilt with fucking Scrapnik parts, so that does imply that he can be modified with other components. Sure, it was a very rushed job on the part of Sigma, but still. So for stage 4, what do we have him do?
My first thought is it's sort of like a test run for Mark II, and he's just learning the basics of his new form. I think a bigger question would be, what would the environment be, especially where is Tails' workshop located, if that's going to be the case.
I'm pretty sure Tails' workshop is probably located within Green Hills.
One of his workshops, anyway.
One of his many workshops. He does have a few.
Yeah.
In 1 sec, I'll be right back.
Alright, fair enough.
You can keep going, though. I am clearly...
Listen, I'm sorry that you're kind of just third wheeling it, but...
I'm not on the advisory board.
You're on the advisory board. You just need to speak up, okay?
You're on the bleachers.
You're on the bleachers, and we gave you a tiny megaphone.
Yeah, I'm basically just the... I'm here to look at my crayon drawing. That's it.
Here to look at your fantastic artwork as usual.
Just holding up a drawing. You can do this, guys.
I drew Shea Gorath playing pinball.
Right.
Yeah, for people who have been here since minute 1, shout out to the beginning.
Shout out to the people here from minute 1 of this fucking.
Shout out to the here from minute 1. I'm not sure there, but you're real. And I love you personally. I'm gonna go get some alcohol now. I'm gonna be right back.
Alright. Anyway, Dave. What locations does Tail have for labs? Because I know he does have one in a town.
Yeah, remember many of his workshop locations offhand, except for the one in the Mystic Ruins and that one in Sonic Battle, I think?
I know there's one in the...
That was in the middle of the town?
The Metal Virus arc. That's in, like, a town.
Tails' workshop. No, not the Sonic comic. Just Tails' workshop in general. Tails' lab?
Probably.
How the fuck is that different?
One's a lab and one's a workshop.
Alright, there's...
All I can think
There's
of
his original
is you
workshop.
looking at lab and workshop and being like, workshop is workshop.
Yeah, this is kind of pretty much... Alright, so his first workshop looks like just a log hut out in the middle of the forest. His second is a very large hangar out on a tropical island. The third is the one in the Mystic Ruins with the collapsible runway? I don't know. The fourth... Doggo's barking. The fourth is in Sonic Battle, and it looks like just a hash bash of metal squares. There's one in Sonic Rush, which... Yeah. There's one in Sonic Rush that looks a lot like the one in Adventure, but it's next to a very Venice-looking city. There's another one in Sonic Chronicles that kind of looks like a gas station. There's one mentioned in a version of Lost World, or appears in Lost World.
Alright,
but it's only in the interior.
We've got quite a few now, so let's just let's just shorten the list to one's located within like towns or cities. Because we haven't done a city level yet, and we might as well do it now. With us.
Let's see. In Sonic Chronicles, Tails' workshop is also seen in Sonic Chronicles, as it functions as the team space for the first 4 chapters. In the north area of Central City, it serves as the hangar for the Tornado. And Central City is from Adventure 2. So we get to run around San Francisco again.
Well, Mobius is equivalent to Central City. I mean, well, fucking San Francisco. But yeah.
Which is Central City.
Yeah, that would work. And then we get the plot, a more overall plot that Eggman has somehow managed to take over the world in Sonic's absence. And the remains of the Resistance are basically just hanging out in Tails' lab in Central City. And part of the reason I'm thinking as to why Tails has rebuilt Mark II again is that because the Metal and Mecha lines seem to just have a knack for locating the Blue Hedgehog, it makes sense to rebuild Mark II and basically use him to locate Sonic. Because he probably has the best ability to track him down.
So I guess the question is, where would Sonic be being held?
Oh. We'll get there when we get there. I have an idea for it, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, basically we have Mark II running around Central City fighting some badniks to make sure that all of his systems are functioning.
Mm-hmm.
Girl is back.
Welcome back. Alright, so we're on to stage 5 now. Dave, you're writing all this down, right? This entire stream is just going to be making bullet points, and then we'll refine everything next stream. So that way then we have the ideas in order, and then we can elaborate on those ideas. So, by the way, chat, if you guys want to suggest anything, feel free to. You are here as much as we are. You are kidnapped as much as those two are.
Chat, you don't even have to know anything about Sonic. I don't, and they're letting me suggest things. Go nuts. The world is your oyster.
So yeah, if you guys want to suggest anything, feel free to. I should probably put that in the fucking title. I spelled appreciated wrong. How do I fucking spell appreciated?
I'm gonna let you figure that one out.
Oh, thankfully they added a fucking word suggestion spell correct thing to fucking OBS. They didn't have that before.
Spell check.
They finally added it. High quality. Alright, so anyway, we're on to stage 5. What are we doing for stage 5? Do we go back to Tails, or do we do another...
Mark II... Well, actually, we did just have 2...
So, hear me out on something, okay?
Alright.
Sorry, I think my mic is getting louder. For Mark II, are there, like, notable jumps in abilities for this character as the game progresses?
Those will come with, when you defeat a boss and gain the, components from them. For now, his base abilities are his Buster Arm, the ability to spin dash, and also be almost as fast as Sonic.
I was gonna say, instead of strictly, like, him directly obtaining those parts, for those upgrades, you could do little, like, buffer sections where you do, like, a Tails bit. And Tails collects the part.
That could be a thing. Like, after a boss battle, you have an option to play as Tails and go and collect the parts.
And you go and collect those upgradable parts.
Oh, that write that down, Dave. Write that down. See, this is why we brought in Alice. She has outside ideas.
I play video games that aren't Sonic.
See, outside ideas.
Got a man on the outside.
Don't you mean on the inside?
No.
Can you let me in, please? It's really
It's cold out here.
And I found a friend who's also very cold.
Okay, so post-boss battles, players get to play as Tails to collect more parts to upgrade Mark II.
That way, then you have the option to do upgrades, and you're not required to. Like, you can still play the entire game as just Mark II's.
Get an achievement for doing it.
Yeah, probably. Upgrades? Who needs upgrades?
I am the upgrade.
Alright, anyways, so we've... so that's established, so... Do we still want some dedicated Tails levels, though, or are we just gonna relegate him to the fucking side missions?
I mean, I imagine the parts collecting bits would be Tails missions.
It's still more than what we've fucking given Tails. It's still more than what
I'll be
Sega's
honest,
given Tails.
I was suggesting it not as an optional thing, but more so those would be the Tails episode.
I think if it's just collecting parts, it would work better as a side mission that you can do as optional content.
You can add more content to the idea.
Yeah.
It doesn't just have to be part collection.
I think we'll still have a few dedicated Tails levels. We'll just not have too many dedicated Tails levels. If that makes sense. We'll have the ones when he's collecting parts just be Tails. But when it's like his mainline mission games, he gets to be in the X Tornado.
So hear me out. What is Mark II's goal? What is driving him from part to part?
Well, basically, at the current moment, my best assumption from what I'm coming up with here is that everyone he defeats is because when he's trying to track down Sonic, he ends up, encountering his robotic doubles.
So, here's my suggestion. Make it twofold, to where if you're going to have Tails-specific episodes, where you are not playing as the character you're allowed to customize, maybe you could have them kind of be on two different plot tracks. So maybe one of them is focused on Sonic, and the other one is focused on Eggman. Just spitballing.
Could be.
That way they're kind of not underfoot of each other, and that also allows you to kind of break up story parts.
Makes sense.
Because, I'm assuming Eggman doesn't go away when Sonic goes away, so, you would still have two issues to deal with.
Oh, yeah. We could use the similar mechanics for the parts collecting, for Tails to be doing other activities to, stop Eggman's plans, stop bombs from exploding or something like that.
Well, thematically in my head, it almost makes more sense if Mark II is dealing with something that Eggman is directly doing. Because Eggman is behind the fucking robotic Sonic clones, right?
Yes.
So, and it makes sense that because Sonic is missing, someone has to take up Sonic's role as the person who fights and deals with Eggman. And then that would give Tails an opportunity to where he is looking for his friend and trying to rescue him out of whatever specific situation or circumstance he is in. So, like, that allows Mark II to kind of have a chance to step into the role as the protagonist, because there's currently a void where that is. And it helps kind of, being a Robo-Sonic of some kind, that it would make sense for him to kind of take up that niche. I don't know, just
I should
thematically that makes sense to
probably
me.
explain the small little plot twist thing that I had going for when we rescue Sonic to explain some shit, just so that way then we know how to get to that point. We can come up with the idea of how to get to that point.
Yeah.
Basically, my idea was that when we go to rescue Sonic, we find out that both he and Eggman are trapped in a virtual reality by Neo Metal. They have no clue that they're in a virtual reality and are just constantly reliving past battles against each other.
Okay, that's really fun. So, in the context of my suggestion, that would lead Tails and Mark II independently to the same location where they would come together for that kind of realization. So the plot lines converge in a satisfying way.
Yeah,
Just a
also
suggestion.
part of the plot is that Mark II's has to basically go, since he's obviously a robot / AI, he can plug in and go into the simulation himself.
Can I just say that them being trapped in a virtual reality, basically redoing a bunch of their old fights, that would be a really fun way to do like a bonus stage. So there are a lot of bonus stages in the classic Sonic games. So imagine if you're playing this game and you get to like an optional unlockable bonus stage, and as someone who's playing the game, you're like, oh hey, look, it's just this classic battle and you get to redo it as a bonus. That's fun. But then when you get to that plot twist, you realize that those are actually not just like fun arcadey ways to replay the old games, but instead it's actually happening in the plot.
I was thinking that as Mark II fights the obviously the Metal Sonics and Mecha Sonics and other robotic counterparts, depending on how many of them we want to fucking include in this as bosses, he ends up picking up some of the data from those parts, from those bots, which allows him to track down Sonic. And yeah, don't know how that would work, but basically with each one he beats, he obtains a bit more data about where Sonic is and what potentially is really going on. And we can have those little strips of data that he collects unlock the side missions for the for those little bonus stages of reliving those fights.
Maybe how that can work is for the same way that Mark II is going to be able to enter that virtual reality. Somehow, Eggman is still able to give orders to the, robotic Sonic variants to do his bidding while he's trapped. And that's how there's little bits and pieces of that information out there.
I was thinking more along the lines of the fact that Neo Metal is basically puppeteering these rebuilt robots. And he's also like...
What's his motivation?
I would say it's just the same as in Sonic Heroes.
My idea...
That he's better.
My opinion is that for this Neo Metal, basically he's decided that the two things stopping Eggman from taking over the world is both Sonic and Eggman himself. And of course, since Sonic Heroes, he's been reprogrammed to not straight up kill the Doctor. And to be fair, in Sonic Heroes, he didn't kill the Doctor either. He just kind of locked him up, so... He basically traps Eggman in a virtual reality where he can relive his younger glory days, I guess. Well, he goes on to take over the rest of the world in the name of the Eggman Empire.
Wasn't that Metal's motivation back in Sonic Heroes?
Sonic Heroes was more of Metal just kind of being like, you know what, Eggman, you're a complete fucking failure. You're a useless person. I am going to go do this shit myself. With cool-ass edgy spikes. But anyway, yeah. That's why Eggman's locked up in the VR with Sonic, is because Neo has determined that the only thing stopping Eggman from taking over the world is both Sonic and Eggman himself. Of course, Neo completely underestimating Sonic's friends.
Because apparently he didn't learn that lesson from Sonic Heroes.
Yeah.
About the superpower of teamwork.
And this happening after the Metal goes Neo Metal once again after collecting the Phantom Ruby from the destroyed Death Egg on Scrapnik Island. I feel like that's a pretty logical place for it to be. You think so, Dave?
I'm sorry, I got a little distracted. What did you say?
The Phantom Ruby being on the Death Egg that's on Scrapnik Island. These Chaos Emeralds and Rubies tend to just kind of find themselves in weird places anyways.
I'm not sure, because I know the Phantom Ruby kind of comes out of nowhere in Forces, but what the hell would it be doing on the Death Egg ruins?
I don't know, more because just Mania in general. Maybe Eggman kept one on the fucking Death Egg in storage. I mean, it's not the most far-fetched thing, and would give Eggman a reason to finally go back to the Death Egg, being like, maybe I can go use this piece of shit. It didn't work out the last time for me, but I'll go try it again.
But it would raise the question of why didn't he use it before, and what was he using it before if it's just sitting in the Death Egg?
I mean, if there's one thing that the Scrapnik comics very much, Scrapnik storyline very much emphasizes, the fact that Eggman is a genius, but he gets bored of his own shit, like, real quick. Like, the man is got fucking the attention span of, like, a 5-year-old. Like, he'll build some, like, devastating thing, and then he'll be like, I'm bored of it now.
Look, you have to understand, he's got that triple wombo combo, autism, ADHD, evil.
So basically,
it
didn't work out well the last time he tried it, so he just basically threw it in storage until he decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll give it another shot, maybe this time it'll work out.
But the thing is that the Phantom Ruby has reality-bending powers. And audiences would be questioning, why didn't he use that back in, like, Sonic 2 or 3?
Well, since the Death Egg was destroyed in Sonic Adventure 1.
It was destroyed in Sonic 3.
Oh, yeah. When does Mania take place again?
It takes place after Sonic 3 and Generations.
Is there a Death Egg in Sonic Adventure 1?
No.
Oh. I forget which of the Death Eggs is the one that's on Scrapnik Island, but... I mean, it could also just be on the island already.
I mean, maybe, but I don't... Isn't Scrapnik Island just mostly made of Eggman's junk?
It's a physical island that the Death Egg crashed on. Could entirely be possible that, while looking around for, parts to rebuild the, scrambled egg carrier, Sigma ends up running into the, Phantom Ruby, and that's what causes Eggman to, go to the island, because he suddenly detects the, Phantom Ruby.
I think it would make more sense if the physical island itself was the housing plant for the Phantom Ruby.
That could work.
Because, you know, you got the Master Emerald housed on Angel Island, you got the Chaos Emerald scattered across South Island and West Island.
Could be entirely possible.
Not to mention all of the fucking ancient ruins in Sonic Frontiers later.
Could have also just washed up on shore. Like everything else on that island.
I think this game should have
That too.
Sonic in it.
What was that?
I said I think this game should have Sonic in it.
We'll get there. We've
getting to it.
agreed on 14 stages. What's the 7? Stage 7 is when we get to fucking Sonic, okay?
Stage 7 is Sonic. Understandable.
We're still on stage fucking 5.
Well, that's a you problem.
We haven't even sorted out what stage 5 would be. At the end of stage 4, I guess we can have Mark 2 go up against Mark 1.
What even is the Mark 1?
Mark 1 is the Metal Sonic you fight in Sonic 2. Not the other one for the
No, I'm sure that's Silver
handheld.
Sonic.
No, that's for the handheld version. Silver Sonic came afterwards.
Hang on.
Well, technically he came around at the same time, kind of. He was designed for the Game Gear.
Which game introduced Metal Sonic?
That is
Sonic
an
CD.
excellent question.
Sonic CD! Yeah, that's the one I played. That one's got the future and the past.
Yeah,
The
that
dope-ass soundtrack?
one's got Metal Sonic.
Hell yeah! I love that one.
The one that basically Sega was just like, you know what, this guy is kind of cool. We'll stick with him. And then they made Mark 2, and it was like, what? Ugh. Oh, hey, it's the song that's stuck in Alice's head again. Alright. So anyway, at the end of stage 4, he goes up against Mark 1. At the end of stage 2, do we put him up against Silver Sonic? Dave?
Doing research. At the end of stage 4, you said?
Yeah, end of stage 4, Mark 1. Stage 5 would be a Silver Sonic. Stage 6 would be do we go in metal? A copy of metal. Just regular metal, not a Neo metal, of course.
Maybe, but we should decide like the environment and the character for stage 5.
Yeah. I think if we pick out what bosses we have, then we can design stages around those bosses.
I don't know, wouldn't it be easier just to pick a boss once we have a thematic approach for a stage?
I think it'd be nice to put them in a sort of order. Like how it goes from Mark 1 to Silver Sonic to Metal. Because all three of those were basically designed around the same time, so putting them together in a order that kind of makes sense would be pretty fitting. But we already know that Mark 1 will be terrorizing poor Central City. So for
Silver Sonic will be doing whatever.
Stage 5, Silver Sonic would need something that would take advantage of his long-reaching grapple arms.
Silver Sonic? Trying to find exact reference for this idiot.
He's mostly known as Prototype nowadays. He's the one with the fucking drawn-on smile.
No, not Metal Fighter. It's just that the Wiki Zone has a very wide definition for the Mecha Sonic.
Here you go, Dave. It's in the general chat. Well, not the general chat, but the chat for the friends group.
Thanks, Discord, for making that so fucking difficult to understand.
Anyway, there's the boy. In all his concept art glory.
Weird ass design.
Yeah, it is a weird design. You can definitely tell it was not probably the best designed of the three that came out at the time. But yeah, anyways, basically we need an area that would take advantage of long like grabber arms. Any stages from Sonic's past, Dave, that you think would fit for that role?
For long grabby arms?
Yeah.
Long grabby arms. Nothing off the top of my head.
Can always just put them in Green Hills Zone if we're desperate.
Well, no, because we also have a building narrative here, because Mark II was just in Central City responding to the threat of badniks in the city.
Along with also being a test run.
Yes, and is going to go off to face Eggman. Meanwhile, Tails is going to focus his efforts into finding Sonic, while Mark II is busy defending everybody. So I guess it's a question of first, who do we want to follow up with? Do we want to follow up with Mark II, or do we want to follow up with Tails? Because because after Stage 4, we've had 2 Mecha Sonic levels.
Alright. I would like to beat Metal and Mark and Silver Sonic before we rescue Sonic, so... I mean, to be fair, we don't have to exactly pit fucking Mark II against every metal. We can have Tails go up against a couple of the metals as well. Do we want him to go up against Silver
Yeah, so
Sonic?
Yeah, because I think that might, depending on Tails' fighting style, that could be an interesting fight.
Yeah.
So let me get my notes back up. Stage
So
5, action
if we're
level.
gonna do that,
Tails.
should we use the since we're for the mainline mission Tails missions, he's gonna be within the X Tornado. Do we wanna go with the give me a moment, let me find a fucking reference image of it.
Wait, are you thinking specifically of the X Tornado from Sonic X, or the Cyclone from SA2? Because the X Tornado is quite a bit larger than the Cyclone,
Yeah.
so levels will have to be scaled differently compared to the old shoot-'em-ups of Adventure 2.
Yeah, I figured that much. Basically serving as a the ability to swap between flight and ground combat. A somewhat more open section. Not too open, but more open for players to do their shit in.
So Tails has already flown into...
And to be fair, we
Final
can just
Egg.
redesign and shrink down the X Tornado a bit to work with what we need.
Yeah. So we got Tails busting up the final egg, looking for parts, and then we got him escaping into the Mystic Ruins. And now we'll have... What would he do? Would he be fighting in a different section of Central City? Maybe in the outskirts? Or instead maybe attacking an Eggman base in order to get some info from it?
I would say that he's probably spending some time luring Batnix away from the lab for the Central City arc. So that way then they
Is there
don't
any information about...
find the Resistance's last position of, like, resistance.
Central City Sonic, is there any information about nearby...
I mean, we could also do it
what's the-
Sonic Adventure style, where both Mark II and Tails have separate campaigns. That way, then we can. That way, then when they get, you unlock the next half of the game when you complete both campaigns.
Oh, here we go. Points of interest. That's not what I was hoping. Oh, Route 101, Route 208. Medical Highway Mission Street. Let's see. Library? City Escape. Central Shipping Yard?
Do we want to do it adventure
A White
style,
House, what the
where
fuck?
we give the characters each their own campaign, or do we want to just stick to a linear campaign where it swaps characters?
I think it'd be better to stick to a linear campaign where it swaps characters. Because if we do it Adventure 1 style, each campaign will be pretty short that way.
I mean, if
And
we really want to,
I'm
we
not...
could, to be fair, that was more a limitation of hardware probably than anything else. I would say just basically as the separate campaigns, they're set within the same area. It's just they're doing something different.
I wouldn't say that was a consideration about technological limitations. It was just more so that it was something unique for Adventure 1.
Yeah, fair enough. Though to be fair, Adventure 2 did kind of carry that over with Team Sonic and Team Dart. Or, well, the good and evil campaigns.
But those were still linear campaigns with levels designed for each character. A thing with Adventure 1's level design is that it was created to accommodate every character that appears in that level.
Fair enough.
This is most prevalent with Hot Shelter in Adventure 1, which was made for Amy, Big, and Gamma in mind.
Fair enough. We'll stick to a linear campaign then. So do we want to just, do we want Tails to ever fight any of the metals, or...?
Yeah, he's gonna fight Silver Sonic, isn't he?
Yeah, Silver Sonic. But at the same time, if Mark II's collecting the data needed to track down Sonic with it, would it make sense to pit one of them up against Tails? Because being a former Badnik / Eggman robot, it makes sense for sure to be able to just easily take the information. I mean, Mark IIs. I should probably put like just a subtitle that says Mark IIs underneath the fucking Mark IIs pictures here, just so that way then I have fucking shit there. Let me see. Let me get a text box here.
I still have the page about Tails' workshops open. Nope.
Gotta change the fucking color. There we go.
How much? I gotta know, how much longer are you planning on going? Because it's almost 6 o'clock, and
we're probably getting around where we're gonna start wrapping things up, because it's getting around that time where Alice is gonna have to dip. Right,
yeah,
Alice?
and I'm hungry, and my puppers need to go out and have their supper.
All right, let's try to hash out fucking stage 5 then. Is it Tails focused or Mark IIs focused?
It will be focused on Tails, and you mentioned he would be trying to distract more of Eggman, more of the Badnik forces to protect the resistance.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an environment for him to be fighting in, because the shot in Sonic Chronicles has some palm trees.
I would assume it's a similar location to fucking Central City, since that's where this lab that we chose is going with.
Although Tails' lab is north of Central City, so I'm trying to find any specific landmarks or points of interest between the two locations that we can build a location off of. I am not getting much. All I can think of is Warehouse District.
We'll go with Warehouse District then. Makes sense.
I don't know, maybe we can have Tails jump in the water or something.
Makes sense. And would it work as an X-Tornado level, though?
I mean, it would just be the walker moving around in the water. It doesn't have to be completely submerged. It could just be shallow water for most ships to just get in and get out.
And then the final battle is, and then the boss battle is obviously Silver Sonic. And then afterwards, Tails makes his escape to get back to the lab without the Badniks noticing. And then for stage fucking 6, we have Metal Sonic being the boss. Do we have a location? No. Do we have an idea of either if it's Mark II or Tails that's gonna be fighting him? I'd say it'd be Mark II because I feel like it'd be a nice little thing to do since Mark II got the shit kicked out of him by Metal in fucking stage 3.
Yeah, this will be a revenge for between universes.
All right. So shall we wrap things up then? Now that we have at least stage 6 somewhat planned out, bare bone minimum of who's playing it and who's boss.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, anything else you'd like to add, Alice?
So far, so good. As mostly a fly on the wall.
I mean, you've given us some good suggestions.
I can hear her buzzing now. Get away from my ears!
Alright. So, I guess next stream we'll try to, fucking...
We'll
work
continue
on
developing more
stage
concepts
6,
for levels,
7,
and we'll maybe delve deeper into gameplay aspects for each character.
We'll also start earlier, so that way then we can get some more time to do the levels. I was hoping to get all the levels done, all the stages done in concept, and then we refine them throughout the rest. But that's going to be a part 2 thing. We'll finish up getting down the bullet points, and then we'll refine from there, which I'm pretty sure when we're refining, Alice will have more to say.
Alright.
Anyways, you two, say your goodbyes to the chat.
Later, guys!
Bye, everyone. My name is Alice of Bats. Find me on social media. I do art.
Oh, hey, a bean doing something actually on topic. Perfect bean to go raid. Anyway, thank you for everyone that stuck around to the end of today's stream. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope to see you all next time. We will probably do this again on either Tuesday or Thursday of next week. Which day you guys want to do?
Alice, which day is best for you? Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be a coin flip.
Alright, don't forget to check out the Discord if you want to chat with me or my friends off stream. Don't forget to check out the Blue Sky to have another way of knowing when I'll go live, and don't forget to check out the YouTube channel where all the VODs get uploaded to Friday through Monday, same time every week, unless I forget about it, which I did a few weeks ago, but we don't talk about that. Thanks again to Alice for her amazing art skills.
I appreciate it.
And thank you to Dave for being here to be the lore master and the guy that types all this down.
Yes. If my setup wasn't any better, you'd be hearing my fingers go clackety on the keyboard.
Anyways, goodbye everyone, and enjoy the person you're gonna be sent off to go watch.
Bye!
Bye-bye!
Just gotta wait for the last 8 seconds. I really hope that none of this Sonic Adventure music was copyrighted, otherwise when I go to upload this VOD to YouTube, there's gonna be a lot of muted sections. That'd be really terrible if it was.
My bets is that it's safe. Alright, give me a minute. I gotta